Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you are new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How Algeria got independence. Algeria gained her independence from France on the 5th of July 1962. The day ended a century invasion by the French and a struggle for independence that included a war called Algerian War of Independence that lasted 7.5 years from 1954 to 1962. It all began in 1830 when the French invaded the Algerian territory. The invasion was directed by Marshall Bugeaud, who became the first Governor-General of Algeria. The policy designed was to induce the power of the native ruler, the Dey. This also includes massacres, mass rapes, and other vices. About 3 million Algerians were killed within 1830 to 1860 in the conquest, while approximately 95,000 French lives were also lost from 1830 to 1851. 4 years after the invasion of 1830, Algeria became a French military colony and was later declared by the Constitution of 1848 to be an integral part of France. They were divided into 3 departments, which are Alger, Oran, and Constantine. During this period, other Europeans such as Spanish, Italian, Maltese also settled in the African country. More so, under the Second Empire between 1852 to 1871, when the Indigenous Code was implemented by the Senatus Consultae in July 14, 1865, that allowed Muslims to apply for full French citizenship. Few of them took that decision as it allowed them not to be governed by Sharia laws and their formal religious beliefs. The 1865 decree also granted French nationality to Jews living in one of the 3 Algerian departments. Before 1870, about 200 demands were registered by the Muslims and 152 by the Jewish Algerians. The Muslims and European Algerians took part in World War II, fighting for France. Algerian Muslims served as infantry soldiers. However, the movement for independence by Algerians began during World War I, 1914 to 1918. In 1918, some Algerian intellectuals called ulemas began to nurture the desire for independence. In the first half of the 20th century, a grandson of El Qadri led the resistance against the French. He was a member of the directing committee of the French Communist Party, PCF. In 1926, he founded the Étoile North African Star Party, to which another member, Messali Hadj, joined in 1927. The North African Star broke from the French Communist Party in 1928 before being dissolved in 1929. The Pro-Independence Party was dissolved in 1937 and its leaders were charged with the illegal reconstitution of a dissolved league. This move led to Messali Hadj's founding of the Algerian People's Party in 1937. However, the party was dissolved in 1939. Other attempts for independence were made later as nationalist leader Fahad Abbas founded the Algerian Popular Union in 1938. In 1943, Fahad wrote the Algerian People's Manifesto, and on the 8th of May 1945, he was arrested after the Sétif massacre, during which about 6,000 Algerians were killed by the French army and Pidnos mobs. Fahad later founded the Democratic Union of the Algerian Manifesto (UDMA) in 1946 and was elected deputy chairman. France's promises of great self-rule in Algeria was not fulfilled after World War II of 1931 to 1945. In 1954, the National Liberation Front (FLN) was founded. Its leaders created an armed wing national liberation to engage in a war against French authority. France itself had just lost Indochina. They were so determined not to lose the next anti-colonial war, particularly not in Algeria, which is the nearest and oldest major colony. This was the beginning of the Algerian War, also known as the Algerian War of Independence. As the war began, the National Liberation Front also sought diplomatic recognition of the United Nations to establish a sovereign state. Most of the attacks on the French were operated in Algeria, most especially in Alger, where FLN fighters launched series of violent urban attacks that was later called the Battle of Algiers. Between 1956 to 1957, it was really felt in metropolitan France. The war was characterized by fights against the larger French troops and the use of torture. However, French forces, which had increased largely in numbers, managed to regain control. In 1959, the first president of the French Fifth Republic, Charles de Gaulle, declared that the Algerians had the right to determine their own future. He therefore opened a series of negotiations with the FLN. This was never without crisis, as there were various assassination attempts on de Gaulle, as well as attempts at military coup. Organisation Armée Secrète (OAS), an on-the-ground organization formed mainly from French military personnel for French Algeria, were alleged of the attempted military coup. They committed a large number of bombings both in Algeria and in France to stop the planned independence. Another step towards independence was the signing of the Evian Accords in March 1962. A referendum took place on the 8th of April 1962, and the French electorate approved the Evian Accords. The Algerians got their wish as they were declared an independent nation on the 5th of July 1962. The country has since been celebrating its independence annually on the 5th of July. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.